Fellow coders, welcome back to another YouTube tutorial. Today we are doing a continuation from where we left. So today I want to tell you about a request parameter and a request header. So before I continue, I refactored some bit of this code. I added get users. It's now a list of users. So here I created 4 users. So we are adding each user with a different ID, different username, and their names, last names, and age. So on this demo user object that we are calling here, we have the ID, username, name, and last name. This name is the first name. Let me refactor it. Just type first name. So we are going to delete this one that we were using on the previous video. Okay, this is we are doing some refactoring and get users. So here we are now having an exception because we deleted this method that does not have any parameters. So what you want to do is to get from this list. So it's going to be a list. So it's a list of users. Stream dot. We want to filter our user with an ID user dot get ID equals to the ID that we passed. The ID must be the same. Find first or else return now. If the ID does not exist on the list, we will return now. So here we are expecting to get a user. So if we send on our parameter send ID1, we will return this object. If the ID is 3, we will return this. So we are now removing the hard coding, the hard coding that we did for that we are returning. So here if user 1 is now, if it's now as I told you in the previous tutorial, it means the resource does not exist. So we return 404. So response emptied status not found. Like this, else we return our user. That's all from here. And it's the same. So it's the same here. We can just copy here. We can just copy here. Not found, else, then logic to delete. So that's all for this. So here I want to tell you about a request parameter. A request parameter is when we want to fetch based on query parameters or form parameters. For here I want to give you a simple example. So we want to search users from our list with the name John. So we have this John and this John. So we are going to fetch by first name, and we get these two records. So let's implement that. So for here, I just want to copy to speed up the process. I just want to copy get one because we want to get the list. So here we can say get users. It's now users because it's now a list. Get users by first name. So here I can say the name of the endpoint is search by, I can say search by first name, and it's supposed to return what? A list. Here is now what? A request parameter. It's now a request parameter. We want to search what? I can call it name or first name. Okay, so here we can now filter this. It's the same as what we did. So it will be filter user get first name equals, ignore case, it's either small letters, first name, then it's going to be a list. If you type .var at the end and press enter, you get the list. It will create for you the variable. So here we will return a list of. It will return a list of users with this first name. So let's test this. So here it will be users search by first name, and the parameter will be first name. So let's test this with postman. So it's local host. I think it's running on port 991. Users search by first name. You put here. It means now we are adding our query parameters. So the name of the parameter is what? First name. And we want to search John. And then we click this. You see, on our response we got two results, John White and John Snow. This is working as expected. And the query parameters, you can see here, these query parameters in Spring we just add this annotation at request parameter. That's all. Then let's test the other endpoint that we modified. The get by ID, it's running on port 91. So this, we don't have this user ID 24. If we send a request we get 404, but let's test with the ID 2 and check. You see the ID 2 is John White, and ID3 it's what? It's poker. So here we are sorted. As you can see, ID2 is John White, ID3 it's poker. So for this now, I want to show you another annotation. We call it @RequestHeader. @RequestHeader. What we can have our custom headers. So we can say X API key, then we say string API key. So this is just put outer and then it custom header. So what happens with this when you see you're sending a request to this endpoint, it means it requires a custom header, an X API key. If it doesn't exist, you get a 400. As I told you, it means the request that you're sending is invalid. So let's test this. We already have this endpoint search by first name. So let's go to our postman. And from our postman here, I'm sending a request now. You see, we are getting a 400 bad request. This is the response code. Why did we get this bad request? If you come here, it is saying required request header X API key for method. So you just come here and you go to headers and add this header X API key, and this is our API key. Then we send. Boom. So that's all for this. You see, we retrieve our response because the request is now correct. So that was all for this video. Let's meet on another next video. Salut coders. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and click the notification bell so that you'll be notified every time we upload a new video.